On one hand, I'm kind of glad that I didn't jump into this. On the other, I'm really glad I didn't jump into this. It popped up, it said there was 3 days left, and I went to hit record. And the microphone didn't work correctly and I had to fix that. And it turns out that the reward for the war on Grenier, where we have to kill Grenier Lancers to unlock the double Affinity weekend in March, has been separated from the 10 relics. As you can see there, Gift of the Lotus is not the reward we get from doing the war on the Grenier. The war on the Grenier is a side thing that we just don't have to do, which is really not a good thing. The reward for this was supposed to be these 10 relics. The relics have the new prime parts in there. Mesa, not Mesa. I was about to say Mesa. I don't know, I did technically say Mesa. Saren Prime, the Spira Prime, and the Canna Prime will drop from these relics. You can get 10 of them. That alert there is the only way to get these relics. They are not dropping anywhere else. That is what they said was going to be the reward for doing this mission. This has not turned out to be the case. They have completely separated it to a Gift of the Lotus, which is Titan on Saturn. So let's quickly go have a look at Saturn. And a lot of people were saying these missions are going to be too easy, so there's no point in doing them and blah 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 blah. This level 30 to 50 enemies, and it's a survival, so I'm trying to get it in there. It will probably be a 10-minute survival, and then you can leave. Whoa, don't jump around like that. Possibly longer. There's only one real way to find out, whereas the war on the Grenier just says, well, let's click on this and see what this does. Nothing. What we have to do to unlock this event is basically just kill Grenier Lancers anyway. That is how this has ended up working out. So going up against any Grenier faction on any Grenier planet, like this mission that just happens to be against the Grenier, upon doing this, you will be contributing to the goal. The war itself is not an alert, is basically where I'm going with this. So it turns out that it is a 30-minute survival. I jumped in and started playing and completely forgot about, well, everything else. What is... Oh, that's the turret. I, for some reason, thought that was a sentient popping in there. They're starting at level 30. They are 32 after 4 minutes, so they are going to level up fairly quickly, but this makes it good for leveling equipment. Obviously, you don't want to come in here naked without anything of any use, otherwise you are just going to get completely annihilated fairly quickly, but you are going to be able to get some nice affinity from this, just because there seems to be a lot of enemies actually, even though for some reason they stopped spawning there. I was going to say, why do I keep shooting multiples of these when I know for a fact it can kill you with one? That's just being silly. But a Necros will also help with these, because obviously Necros has Desecrate, and being a survival mission, you can see we're already 5 minutes in and it's already gone down a bit. It's obviously not too far down, but anything to try and keep that up will be great. So a Necros will help a lot with these. As for everything else, it's just seems to be a fairly standard survival so far. There doesn't seem to be anything special yet. And that's done. Extraction, they got up to 49, which is a fairly decent level. It's not too hard, it's just enough that you would have fairly easily leveled up everything that you own all the way to level 30, which I was tempted on doing, but I've literally just got Excalibur back to 30, so I was quite looking forward to that, but there is no way this was a 30-minute survival. But I don't think it's down to the game, I think it's down to the lag more than anything else. And it actually did turn out to be 31 minutes and 19 seconds. I thought it would have been longer than that with the lag, so that's not bad at all. They got up to level 49, quite decent. Nice amount of resources. Not as many Orokin cells, but as I mentioned earlier, if you go in here with a Necros, the number of resources you get from this will also be good, which is why I was trying to say earlier a Necros would be good for this, not just because it's a survival, but because it's on Saturn. Orokin cells for the win. I'm guessing Jupiter for next week's, just simply because, well, that's where... No, they... Neural sensors from Jupiter. I was just had to think about that there. But 4 Rogan cells, it's not bad. Nice amount of them. But it's the Meso S9 relics. There was 10 of them. And as you can see, only own 10 of them. It is vaulted, so there's no drop table for this. And it also, surprisingly enough, has the Bratton Prime on it, which wasn't expected. It's supposed to be the Spira Prime, Saturn Prime, and the Spira Prime. But they filled this with other things, meaning that, well, the Spira Prime and Saturn Prime are uncommon and rare with one common part, so yeah, I thought these would have been more evenly balanced between the 3 things that drop from them, but turns out not so much, because they've filled it with Formas and Lex Primes and Bratton Prime parts, so the relics not as good as I would hope, and still useful because the Spira Prime is good, Saturn Prime is good, none of Canna Prime. Just gonna note that one straight off. Bratton Prime instead. And after that 32-minute mission, it's gone up 2%. Now remember, this is a community goal, this is a global goal. It's everybody working together to take out Grineer Lancers. When it gets to 100%, that will unlock the double affinity weekend, which will take place March 9th until March 10th. But it has to reach 100% to unlock the double affinity weekend that weekend. If it doesn't reach that, that double affinity weekend won't happen. And it's fairly easy, just take on Grineer Lancers. It's already 2% through, and it's not even an hour old yet. But we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.